return, but there are conditions. Tourism Minister Zoe Bettison says it's a show of confidence in SA.
What this means is that people have choice if they want to go to Bali, makes it a really good price point. But more importantly, we're going to go up to 7 international airlines flying in and out of Adelaide, taking us to about 50% of international airlines from pre-COVID times.
A senior Labor MP believes Russian President Vladimir Putin will get a frosty reception at the G20 summit later this year. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese will represent Australia at the event in Bali. Putin has indicated he plans to attend, even though some world leaders are urging Indonesia to ban him. But Defence Minister Richard Marles says it'll be an opportunity to personally condemn the Russian leader over his actions in Ukraine.
That is an important means by which that message can be delivered, and the G20 is an important piece of global architecture which we need to participate in, and in this instance it can be a vehicle for getting that message to Russia.
There's a push to increase sun safety protocols and standards as melanoma remains one of Australia's biggest killers. Doctors believe the federal government need to modernise awareness campaigns, especially for those playing sport. Olympian and melanoma survivor Kate Campbell has told the National Press Club more funding is also needed.
If nothing is done by 2030, another 14,000 Australians will succumb to this disease at a cost of $8.7 billion. But the actual cost, the human cost, is so much worse.
Now turning to FIVEAA sport, former captains of Geelong and Sydney have been unveiled as Premiership Cup presenters ahead of the grand final. Either Cameron Lang or Paul Kelly will hand over the cup to the winning captain and coach. Socceroos coach Graham Arnold has told his players they'll need to be in the form of their lives to make his World Cup squad. Australia will face New Zealand in Brisbane tomorrow night in their final match on home soil before leaving for Qatar. Arnold says he'll be having some tough conversations after the match.
I'll be telling 10 or 11 that they're not going across to New Zealand, and those players will be upset.
And Live golf boss Greg Norman has been asked to stay away from his own PGA event, the Shark Shootout. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
At Ridgehaven, look out for a burst water main. It's on North East Road near Carter Street. At Richmond, you find power line works there, Marion Road near Sir Donald Brabham Drive. While at St Mary's, we've got water main works on Dawes Road near Winston Avenue. Busy right now, Cormac Road near Churchill Road North, with cameras Perry Bar Road, Hallett Cove, and Winifred Avenue at Glandore. Bob Jade T-Marts look after you. Buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cash back on top tyre brands. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast. Showers easing this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow 19. Friday a shower or two developing an 18, and Saturday mostly sunny 17. Right now it's 15 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
The AFL's new scandal. Bombshell racism claims at Clarkson's Hawthorn. Adelaide travellers the big winners from new direct international flights. Which fruit and veg price drops are finally on the way. Plus, as banks lift their rates, we reveal the super savings accounts. And every team here at once. SA's bold bid to host Footy Super Round. I'm Brenton Braglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
FIVEAA is inviting you into the studio every afternoon. That's right, you can now log into the FIVEAA live stream from 3 till 6 p.m. each weekday. To watch, simply head to the FIVEAA live stream on Facebook, YouTube or at fiveaa.com.au and see what everyone's talking about. The FIVEAA live stream, now each afternoon with Jade Robran, followed by the FIVEAA Sports Show.
For 75 years, FIVEAA has helped prepare Australians for every little bit of life that lies ahead. The ups, the downs, and the up-agains. Search FIVEAA today. FIVEAA, because life happens.
You know what they say, it's not how big your acreage is, it's how you use it. Be part of the first ever field days in South Australia for people living on small acreage. Packed with displays showcasing equipment and services, the Hills Small Acreage Field Days are on the 24th and 25th of September at the Echunga Recreation Grounds. A full program of expert speakers and demonstrations will address issues that matter to small landholders. Bushfire risk management will be a major focus of the event. Search online for Hills Field Days for more information and ticket sales.
We're catching up with the gang tonight, babe. Can you go to Sip and Save?
Way ahead of you, babe. Check the fridge.
Carlton Dry 24-pack.
Yep, just $48.99.
24-pack of Vodka Cruiser Premix, 4.6%.
$69.99.
Mixers.
I got it covered.
But no spirits?
Yeah, that's because I wanted to give you the choice of a 1 litre Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey or Bombay Sapphire Gin for $67.99.
You choose, honey.
Back in a sec.
Prices may vary in country areas. 1 hour delivery available in selected areas. Just download our app. Catalogue specials out now at sipandsave.com.au.
Imagine a backyard filled with lush green turf. At one end, a set of cricket stumps. Right now, it's just a backyard. But to your kids and their friends, it's an oval, a stadium, and they can be heroes. Kids love a great patch of grass, and you can appreciate yours every day when you lay lawn in your garden from the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm plant it, nurture it, harvest it, deliver it, and importantly, they guarantee it. Trust the Turf Farm. Go to theturffarm.com.au.
Look around your house and yard. If you see old tools, broken bike frames, an old fridge and even that old car, don't look at it as junk, look at it as dollar signs. At Nor Metals, our priority is to give you the best value for your scrap metal disposal. We offer cash for scrap Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings for a range of different steel supplies and car components, including bodies and radiators. Get cash for your scrap at Nor Metals, 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottawa.
Of all the trillions of atoms in the universe, how special it is to think that the atoms of comets, volcanoes, brontosauruses and Shakespeare live on in you, me, chainsaws, pizza ovens, decorative garden meerkats. The middle aisle of Aldi Special Pies. It's special, you can buy every Wednesday and Saturday at Aldi. Good, different.
Jade Robran on $13.95. Adelaide's FIVEAA.
Hello, welcome to Tech Talk.
FIVEAA Tech Talk with Richard Pascoe.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Tech Guy, Richard Pascoe.
Good afternoon, Jade. I thought you forgot my name before we came to the break.
We were joking about not sleeping well and that you forget things when you don't sleep well, and I didn't have a good night's sleep last night, so I'm forgetting everything today.
Yeah, we do, Julie. So, yes.
No, you can call me Julie, that's fine. I get called all sorts of things. Haven't had Julie before, though.
No.
Anyway, let's talk about the announcement with Westpac this morning. What'd you think of that?
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So, Westpac made this big announcement. They said they've recently teamed up with Telco Optus to become the first private Australian business to block calls from scammers impersonating the bank. Now, that might sound good on the surface, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, sounds fabulous.
More than 94,000 Westpac phone numbers have been added to a Do Not Originate list, which will prevent scammers from impersonating Westpac numbers. They said they're going to share the list across the other carriers to extend the protection across different networks. Here's where I think this is the biggest load of old nonsense I've heard in a long time.
This could get leaked to anyone. Anyway, carry on.
When the scammers ring you, it's from a computer-generated phone number, and I've just rung one of the other telcos now who has confirmed what I've said. It's great. To me, it's just a publicity thing, saying they're trying to help you. Mm-hmm. They're not going to help you at all, people. Just because they blocked them and they passed on this 94,000 number list. You know, I was doing a talk this morning on scams, and big hello to the Probers Club down there. Packed hall, absolutely loved it, and we picked up all these new listeners who are listening to us right now.
Hello, guys.
But the 94,000 numbers, they're computer-generated numbers that come out of call centres in other countries. We already know that. The numbers change every time. When somebody rings you, Jade, from that, it's one number. They're going to ring you on another number next. Big deal, Westpac, that you've got along and done this. If you want to correct me, I would love to be corrected, but I don't think you will. I don't think it's going to do one thing for us at all. I'd prefer to see them come out and go, you know, if you get a phone call from us, and this is what I was talking about this morning with these people, you get a phone call from a bank and it says a problem with your account, say thank you very much, hang up. Go to the app on your phone. Are there transaction issues in your account? Because, you know, if you've got unusual unusual transactions in there, what's the first thing you're going to do, Jade? You're going to go along, you know what, I might ring the security department back of the bank, or go online and have a look, or ring the security number for any of the banks out there. And the banks have got to lift their game when it comes to these numbers as well, because you can be on hold. I've had clients say, I was on hold for 3 hours, Richard.
Oh, that's
Trying to get through to them. It's not okay for them to do that. So instead of putting an effort into what I think is a nonsense statement from them this morning, why not go along and say, you know what, we might employ some more people in our call centre to answer these calls to appease all of our clients out there.
No, good advice. I got a call, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago now, and I just said, I don't have a bank account. Oh, boop, hung up.
Gone.
I was like, got you.
Yeah, but I said, if you get these, log on to your bank and have a look.
Let's talk to Sue in Christie's Beach. Hello, Sue.
Hi, Jade. Hi, Richard. How are you? How are we?
Good,
We're
Sue.
Good. How's the magpies today?
Oh, they're going really well, and they're taking their food and flying off into the gum tree. So the eggs must have hatched, I think.
They're not flying into the gum tree, are they, Sue? They're flying up into the gum tree.
Up into their gum tree nest, yes.
As long as they're not flying into the back of someone's head.
That's exactly right.
Oh, exactly right.
Yes.
They don't actually. I was showing up just quickly. I'll say this very quickly. I was showing off the other day because we're just up the road from the Christie Creek track where they nest. And all these people are walking around waving their arms around to the magpies. So I thought I'd be smart, and I just walked up and down the track, and nobody swooped me.
There we go.
Because they do know faces. It's
They
true.
do. I've got to say, they do, Sue. Where I used to live, I never got swooped by a magpie.
Because you're both nice people, that's why.
Exactly.
Thanks, Jade.
You got that. Now, I rang for, I'm sorry. I've just recently had my computer wiped clean and starting again because it's pretty old.
Yeah.
But now I've got it back and it's going well. I'm setting it all up nicely. But even though I can print stuff, if I try and scan something, it says the scan is not detected, even though it's the same unit. So can you help me with that?
So, Wi-Fi scanner?
Well, it is, but I've never been able to do it on Wi-Fi. I just do it straight through the computer. I don't worry about trying to print
So
from my phone or anything.
have you got a USB cord between the computer and the printer?
Yes.
Right. Have you got Wi-Fi on the computer?
Yes. Yeah, we got that back eventually. It took a while, but yes.
Yeah, pull the cords out, Sue, right?
Yeah.
And reconfigure it to go along and scan over Wi-Fi. It will see it.
Ah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, so I just open the printer, thing.
Make sure. Have you what brand printer is it?
It's the Epson 21.
That's fine.
2105.
So on there, make sure you're connecting with your printer to the your network. Let's say Sue's network. Make sure it's not Sue's 5 gigahertz network, just the normal network on there, Sue. All right?
Okay. I'll give that a go.
Both on the same Wi-Fi network, and I think you'll be fine.
Fantastic. Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Let's go to Brenton now in Anguston. Hello, Brenton.
Hello, Jade. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Brenton.
Richard.
Brenton.
I've got an iPhone 8. Do I need the up? All my other updates are done. Do I need the 16?
It'll go on there, Brenton. You're not going to get all the features that say that I've got on mine. But
I don't need any of it.
Yes, you do, Brenton.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Because it says it changes the locked.
All it does. I know what you're about to say. I'm the psychic tech guy as well. So on the front, it will
What's
start.
What's the lotto numbers for tonight?
6, 12. On the front screen, Brenton, it'll have. You can customise it, so you can have like your time on there. You can have a photo on there as well. That's all it's going to change. It's a nice addition, Brenton.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break. We're talking tech thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists.
It's Grand Final week and we're turning back the clock to celebrate the greatest AFL Grand Final wins, 97 and 98.
You forgot one there, Ro. It's got to be the greatest AFL Grand Final, 04.
Wasn't 07, was it?
No, certainly not. What about 2017?
Join us all week as we remember the best and the worst Grand Final appearances for the Crows and Power as we decide the best win ever.
Losing sleep over snoring? Well, I'm not. The wife is. Getting match fit starts with a CPAP direct sleep test. CPAP FIVEAA.com.au.
Did you know that after his passing, music legend David Bowie requested a direct cremation with no service or celebration or family in attendance? For a farewell without all the fanfare, talk to simplicityfunerals.com.au.
Hey, it's Callum here. Looking for something small, medium or large? Edwardstown Mazda have most models in stock, ready to drive away. You can feel confident in the team at Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
edwardstownmazda.com.au, LNVD 207428.
At Specsavers, you can get one complete pair of standard multifocal glasses store-wide for just $199. Yep, any pair, any style, any designer, any shelf. Hurry, offer ends September 28. SA stores only. Conditions apply. Should have gone to Specsavers.
Spring is finally here. We're getting outside more, feeling the sun again, and maybe thinking about getting fit and healthy again, or fit-ish. Being out in the South Aussie sun is thirsty work, so to stay on top of your health, you've got to drink plenty of water. That's why PureTap are having their biggest ever spring sale. So more South Australians can enjoy pure, refreshing water all year round. Whether it's in a glass, a water bottle, or straight from the tap, it's easy to drink plenty of water with that refreshing PureTap taste. It's the perfect thing for a hot day. So spring into action and save with PureTap's biggest ever spring sale. Call PureTap today on 133 502 or visit puretap.com.au to make the most of PureTap's biggest ever spring sale. T's and C's apply.
Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. The exhibition is here. Over 30 of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel frescoes are reproduced in life-size form, so you can experience his art like never before. See every detail up close and at your own pace. Don't miss the chance to travel in time and be immersed in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, the exhibition. On now until October 9 in Rundle Place. Tickets at the FIVEAA website, feverup.com/Adelaide, or download the FIVEAA app today.
It's a scary thought that an elderly loved one could have a sudden accident and no one is around to help them.
Take this worry away with a Care Alert Smart Dialer. One press on the emergency pendant and help will be on the way. With features like fall detection, GPS tracking and much more, you're never alone with a Care Alert Smart Dialer. From just $379, you can have peace of mind wherever you are. Call 1300 75 85 95 or go to carealert.com.au.
You've selected your block up on the river. Your mind is buzzing with ideas. This is going to be the best river home ever. Raised high, breezes flowing, great times ahead. But first, you need to walk through the Selector Homes display village and let your design ideas flow. Selector Homes have been creating holiday homes for over 25 years and they are experts in building pole homes. Selector Homes and Building Solutions Display Village, Port Wakefield Road, Burton. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
Jade Robran, talking Adelaide on 1395 5AA.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It's 20 minutes past 3 o'clock and we're talking tech with Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialist. If you'd like to talk tech with the tech guru, 8223 0000 is the number, or you can flick us through a text message. The lines are open, 0448 08 1395.
And I was going to say, remember, don't ring me after the show, people. This is the time when you ring on air, free advice. That's what we like to do.
Exactly right.
And I've got all these messages here from Westpac and Optus on my phone at the moment. I don't think it's gone down well.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll read some of those out after we speak to Tony. Hello, Tony.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm concerned about domain, the website there, that you can own people's names now.
Oh, okay. So you mean like how they're changing in a couple of weeks to .au?
No, it did. Well, yesterday was the final day to register yourself, and like today, I went onto the site. I put in, for example, a name like Cristiano Ronaldo to own the name, right? And it's like a list of names there, like CristianoRonaldo.com. He owns it himself, but I could go .com net and still own that name and sell goods or products under the name of Cristiano Ronaldo, for example.
I know what you're saying, Tony, but you can't own a .com.au unless you have a close association with it with a business that you run. So you've got to have an ABN or an ACN to go along and get that name for .com.au.
Yeah, but the thing is, You don't have to have it .com.au. It could be under something else.
That's right. Yeah.
But net. It still have that name. Well, there was plenty to choose from there. I can't work that out. I think that's the next level of fraud, I reckon.
Look, it is for a lot of people, and that's why you go along and try and grab those names if they mean something to you. And we know your name's not Cristiano Ronaldo. It's like I can't have, I think it's richardpascoe.com because there was somebody else has got it around there. He's a photographer in London.
Okay.
But can you have richardpascoe.com.au?
I've got that.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
I should actually.
And I've got to say, for people out there, if you've got a domain, it's got nothing to do with email addresses, but let's say 5AA.com.au, they've already registered 5AA.au on there. They're just shortening it to go along, but we'll still be here at 5AA.com.au.
Which is why they were warning everybody and giving them it's going to be, 2 weeks, 1 week, hurry up,
But you
get it
still
done.
have to have that association with the name to be a go along and register it. Otherwise, it just will not come through. You will not be able to get it.
Let's talk to Bill now in Ridgehaven. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Welcome. Richard, I've been getting Tech 2 from Sydney has been doing any problems I get with my computer. Now, I've had them for the last 4 or 5 years, and they've been fantastic, all right?
Yeah.
Now, I'll pay an annual fee for that.
Right. How much do you pay, Bill?
$149, but they've actually got out of business. Is there anybody else that does that sort of annual fee or charge that can look after your computer?
In most cases, Bill, most people don't need an annual charge. This is what I've got a problem with people that charge for the year. Normally a good tech person, I'll say such as myself, will come round, make sure everything's running fine. If you've got a quick question, you can always ring me up and go along and do it. I'm slightly more expensive than the $149 for a year. Because I get so many questions on there, but you don't really need somebody every year logging onto your computer, and you need somebody to come along and see what you've got in your office or in your home.
Right.
So what do you need done, Bill?
Well, at the moment everything's okay, but I thought I'd ring up and just find out if Richard knew of anybody else that did that charge an annual fee for the services. I don't mind paying that,
Yep. But you've got to see what you're getting, Bill, as well.
Yeah.
If I roll in the front door, you can talk to me. You can ask me all the questions in that you need to know. You can bring out your phones, bring out your tablets. So it's a more of an all-round service rather than just some stranger that you don't know logging onto your computer and. Yeah, everything's all right with your computer, Bill. There's my, you charged me the $149 done.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I've had them for the last 4 or 5 years, so I've had no trouble. But all right.
All right.
Okay, then. Well, thank you very much.
No, thanks, Bill.
Thank you very much. We've got a message here from John. Hi, guys. My NBN box keeps beeping, probably an old battery. Can I keep ignoring it or disconnect it as I don't use internet during a blackout? Thanks, John.
Just open it up and take the battery out.
Okay.
There you go. It's already plugged in.
Problem solved, John.
Or get another battery.
Let's go to Paul in Allenby Gardens. Hello, Paul.
Good afternoon.
Howdy.
Richard, I've got an iPhone 11 and looking at possibly upgrading to the new one, the 14. Is it worthwhile doing that?
Now, I've got a bit of a standard answer at the moment. Is your iPhone 11 doing everything that you want it to do?
Not quite. The battery's not lasting long. The photos are a little bit blurry to what I like type thing.
Yep.
And so forth. And I thought, is it time to upgrade?
So you give me the reasons to go along and say, you know what, now I should upgrade.
Okay.
All right, I think that's a good, because honestly, photos are superb, battery life's superb. It's a wonderful phone. It's an expensive phone, but it is a wonderful phone.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. And if Paul didn't want to go for the brand new one, like you say, that there's some deals for the other
Buy
one.
an iPhone 13.
So what are you seeing there? Have they dropped?
No. Well, there's slight. Yeah, there is a price difference between the two of them, which is I've got to think is really good to see. But do you need the iPhone 14? People are buying the iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Is that what that is?
That's what that is right now. I'm just holding it up. So I'll give you a review on that.
That's got a big camera on the back.
It's a big camera on the back.
So what have I got? I got the 13, I think.
Yeah, lovely phone. Do you like the photos on there?
Oh, I don't really take photos. I don't really do much with it.
Yeah, but
I very rarely answer anyone's phone calls, really.
I saw somebody last week, I know you keep rejecting mine, but I saw somebody last week, the screen was literally coming out of the phone. They said, do you reckon I need a new one? Yes, you do.
Yes. Let's talk to Robbie. Hello, Robbie. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi, guys. Look, I just want to vouch for Richard coming over and sorting out, the IT bits and pieces. At one stage he came over my place. We handed over 3 phones. It was doing all sorts of things to them and also a new tablet, and he did whatever he had to do, but it all just worked seamlessly. So, yeah, I do vouch for you to come over and do what you do, Richard.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Robbie. I appreciate you saying that.
No problem. Do we get a discount?
No, yeah. Well done, Robbie. That was good. We like that. So, yes.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good day.
Thanks, mate.
Is that your brother that's called up, is it?
Yeah.
To give you a big plug. Well, you're at my house this week, fixing all sorts of things.
Got to come back and see Ben. Got a couple other things to do.
Oh, gosh. See, I told you.
Yeah, I
you
know.
don't think it's going to be one visit. We have no idea where
it will be exciting with Ben, so yes.
That's great. Well, look, let's go to our little list here. So I want to talk to you about parental controls on Windows computers. Very important to keep across what your kids are looking at.
It has had a wonderful couple from Clarendon during the week. Want me to come out and organise it all for them. There's a thing called Microsoft Family Safety. And what happens, you can put it on the computer for your child to go along and do, but you have to go along and sign into it. So you will be the organiser, Jade, and then the kids can come on afterwards. They can't install anything. You get a report back every week going, these are the websites they've been to. These are the sort of things they're looking at. This is the amount of time they've been online. If they've got an Android phone as well, you install a thing called the Windows Launcher, which means that you get the exact same report out of a mobile phone as well. So it's a good thing for people to do. There's a bit of setting up to do when you do it, but work your way through it, authorise the computers, and then you get some sort of idea. But as I pointed out to them, it's about having that two-way conversation with your kids about the dangers of the internet, what they can see on the internet, and don't tell them off. No. It's kind of like, if something goes wrong, you've got to be able to come to me and go, hey, this went wrong. What are we going to do about it? It's not, everything on social media is not evil, but it's about, you have that two-way conversation, then it will last for the next few years.
No, good. Open dialogue. Very important. Thank you, Richard, so much. And if anybody'd like to get in contact with Richard, you can jump online, adelaidetechguide.com.au or talktech.com.au.
And I'll be back on air on Sunday between 12 and 3.
Brilliant. Hope you've got some exciting guests.
I do.
Post-grand final, who's your tip?
I think the Swans will do it. I think we're going to see the Buddy show.
Do you now?
I do.
Oi, watch out. A bag for Buddy. Thanks so much. Have a lovely afternoon. Stay dry out there.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. The AFL has been rocked by allegations of racism involving Brisbane Lions coach Chris Fagan, who has agreed to step aside while the claims are investigated. Australia's consumer watchdog will investigate spiralling childcare costs as families struggle with cost of living pressures. Skin cancer experts believe the sun safety campaign needs to be modernised to save more lives, and Isaac Smith hopes to prove his doubters wrong by winning a 4th AFL premiership and first with Geelong on Saturday. Showers easing this afternoon. Currently it's 14 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
For a unique take on everything happening in SA, join Matthew Abraham each Thursday with David and Will.
The moderates say that you can't win an election in Australia if you're too far to the left or too far to the right. And you would say Peter Malinauskas is a classic example of that.
Matthew Abraham, Thursday mornings from 7:30.
The reformed Anthony Albanese really has had to abandon most things he holds dear, just to squeak home as Prime Minister.
Only on Adelaide's 5AA.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local.
For a memorable function, all you need to do is head to Jarmas, ask for Chris, and let him show you their incredible facilities. Take a look at jarmaskitchen.com.au or check Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, Craig Lowndes here. As a professional driver, safety is my highest priority. That's why I'm a proud ambassador for the Australian Road Safety Foundation. September marks Rural Road Safety Month. Now, it's a national initiative to highlight the horrific stat that 2 out of 3 fatalities occur on our roads happen either in rural or regional areas. We're calling on you to choose road safety every time you're behind the wheel. I choose road safety for every single road user. Who do you choose it for?
This year, Viking celebrates 25 years of cruising. Don't miss this special celebration and rare opportunity to explore the rivers and oceans of the world with Viking and Phil Hoffman Travel. Popular voyages across Europe, Asia, Antarctica and closer to home, all on sale with savings up to $8,000 per couple. Join the info session Wednesday 5th of October at 10:30am and 6pm. Register at pht.com.au/events. Phil Hoffman Travel, proudly South Australian and here for you.
Do you still love your car? Why not take it to Edwardstown Mazda to see what it's really worth? It's the safest and easiest way to move your car on and get into a new or used Mazda. 862 South Road, Edwardstown.
Moving into a retirement village can be a big adjustment and buying a unit can be prohibitive. So here's an alternative, renting. At Riverbank Village in the heart of Mount Barker, they offer quality rental accommodation for seniors. That's right, rental accommodation. No entry or exit fees and no hidden costs. Just one fortnightly payment, which includes 3 meals daily, weekly linen service, reverse cycle aircon and social club. Secure, safe, friendly and close to shops. To find out more, go to riverbankvillage.com.au or call 8391 0449.
Lawlers, the White Ant people.
Yes, Lawlers are still the White Ant people, celebrating over 80 years in pest control. For termite and other pest problems, call Lawlers today on 8443 9636 or online at lawlerpestcontrol.com.au for really good information on all pests. Call Lawlers, the people you can trust, on 8443 9636 for a free survey and quote. That's 8443 9636.
Lawlers, the White Ant people.
Call Polar Air Heating and Cooling for a pre-season service and put a freeze on your summer energy bill. Book your pre-season service today for the special price of just $150. Remember, Polar Air Heating and Cooling can also take care of any general electrical services, including ceiling fan installs, lighting upgrades and power outlets. Plus 12 months interest-free terms are available. Some conditions apply. Keep your lair bearable with Polar Air Heating and Cooling. polarairhc.com.au.
1395, Adelaide's 5AA. This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It's 25 minutes to 4 o'clock. As I look up at our screens coming in now on the international news feed, Vladimir Putin is addressing the Russian president, of course. He's addressing the nation on our news channels as well. He is saying that Ukraine is refusing to have peace talks. So we will we'll listen to that and bring you a little bit more information as it comes to hand. But certainly when you look up at the Sky News channels, you don't expect to see the Russian President Vladimir Putin addressing the world there. In a few moments' time, the sports show kicks off. An absolutely massive day in sport today with the very disturbing story that's been unfolding all throughout the day about the Hawthorn racism review. Joining us in the studio is Timmy G. Timmy, welcome. Good afternoon.
G'day, Jade. Yes, normally we have a nice old chat about what's happening and a bit of excitement in grand final week and the like, but when you wake up and read a story like that, it doesn't put you in a good mood, does it?
No, it's really, really disturbing. Well, what's in this story is very disturbing and it makes you feel quite sick, actually.
Yeah. I've got to say exactly my sentiments when I read it. I thought, whoa, you know, this is really starting to
punch in the
upset
gut.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting way AFL handle it and where it goes to from here.
Mhm.
But I think from a personal point of view, if it doesn't open up the fact that we need to actually put things in place at every AFL club to make sure that nothing like this remotely can happen again.
Mhm.
And I think it will go that far. I think it'll go right through every 18 AFL clubs to make sure that this can't even remotely get close to even being a story.
Oh, absolutely.
Let alone where this one is being spoken about now.
Oh, well said. And I mean, you feel like this is a line in the sand moment. There has been so many stories and incidences that have unfolded over the years. We talk about the Crows camp. We talk about Adam Goods. Now this. There's been plenty more. And I would feel that the sport has probably been a little bit slow in its reaction. We can't change history. We can certainly learn from it and make sure that that never happens again. Gil's got a choice here, whether he's remembered for making the right or wrong decisions, and I feel like he's going to come down really quite hard and fast on this.
Like you said, a line in the sand. I think, if you were sitting there and you were an Adam Goods or the like and go, how many lines in the sand do you need?
Yeah, no, you're right.
How many times
Yeah, you're right.
do you need education?
Mm.
And unfortunately, we've just got to keep educating people because this stuff just can't go on.
No, it can't.
None of it's okay. So outside of that, my friend, we'll have Caro on the show. She always does her enlightening about the grand final, of course, but she'll be hot on this issue. We've got Josh Carr, who's coming back to Alberton, which is
Can't
terrific. So we'll have
wait
a
for
chat
that.
to him.
That's
Terrific
excellent.
bloke. And Paul Kelly, now not the singer-songwriter, of course, here from Adelaide, but the Paul
Thought he was going
Kelly
to crack out some leaps and bounds.
Swans champion, who, of course, was bronze statued at the SCG. He's going to present the Swans Cup should they win on the weekend. So they are the underdogs, but if they get up, Paul Kelly will be the man.
How good's that?
Yeah, it's excellent.
He's a great fella. Thank you so much,
Cheers,
Jimmy.
yep.
Sports show coming up after 4 o'clock. Well, how good is country footy? Love, love, love country footy. And the clubs are often the heartbeat of the area and often made up of footy clubs, netball clubs, tennis clubs. It's a place where the community get together and chat, raise funds for the area. And like I said, the heartbeat. I reckon this song from Mike Brady, it kind of sums it up pretty well.
That's what country footy means to all of us that know. It's a big part of our lives, the weekly ebb and flow. And there's nothing like a local game to let your spirits flow. We're the engine room of Aussie rules is the reason that we go.
Well, you've probably heard of the Mallee Football League. Well, the Grassroots Footy Club and Netball Club are very, very close to closing its doors. Joining us is Keith Schultz, the president of the Mallee League. Thank you very much, Keith, for joining us. This would be devastating news for the community.
It's all right. It's Ken, actually.
Oh, Ken.
That's all right.
So my apologies. Hello.
That's fine. Thanks for having me. Yeah, very disappointing, actually. And it all came way too sudden, I'm afraid. So we knew that there's issues in amongst the clubs, but we weren't expecting it to happen this year. We had a meeting come 2 weeks before we started our finals, and every club committed to 2023. And 2 weeks later, we hear of a club that's going to close its doors. So, and that's had a bit of a snowball effect, I'm afraid.
Talk to us about just how important the club is to your community.
Oh, look, it's the backbone. You don't see many country towns thriving without a football club, quite honestly. And it's the one centre where everybody can get together, have a chat, and not only amongst themselves. It's the people who the other footy sides that come to your town, or you go to their towns, and you can have a chat about the weather, how the season's going, all those kind of things. And it really is I suppose, a vital part of your community.
So when you say you've had a few meetings, what are the problems? Like, what's the hurdles?
Well, so that's the issue. So BDT left this year, and like end of this year, and they had made it known for probably 18 months that they were going, which is fine.
And who are they, in case people are listening and they don't know?
So BDT have bordered down Centenara, so it's Centenara and Canalpin.
Yep.
And they've merged now with Meningie, who's going into the Coorong Cats with the River Murray League in Mowbridge.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been going for a while, so we knew that. But we thought we had to have 5 clubs. And for the 5 clubs, there's different issues in amongst each club. There's Karoonda and Peak have got an issue with their juniors going to play in the River Murray League, which is Mowbridge, because they go to school there and they want to play with their friends. So they're losing juniors. And then they've got, especially Karoonda, they're losing their volunteers. And it's come down to only a handful of volunteers to do all the work. And they just said, no, we can't keep going like this. So they've decided to close their doors. And then you've got Marvel, who have got who are the football team just over the border.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been struggling to try and get an A grade side for several years, and we've known that. And they've wanted us to go back to a single senior side, but the other clubs, I suppose, haven't really wanted to do that. And we've reduced numbers in the A grade, and that. But they've said that if Karoonda and Peak go, then they will go as well.
So what will happen to the footy club, the netball club? Where will the players go? Will they just have to not play?
No, so what's happening is Karoonda and Peak are talking, and so they might merge. They've got a meeting on tonight and tomorrow night to discuss that, to finalise that, and they would then probably join the River Murray League if that happened, with Mowbridge. Right. The Marlborough Football Club have had chats with what was the Riverland Independents, who now call themselves Murray Valley Football League, and where they only have one senior side and only a couple of senior netball sides. So they've approached them and said, look, if there's no Mallee Football Club, league, can we go with you guys? And that league has said yes. And so that virtually leaves Pinaroo and Lameroo. And, two very, very strong sides, they've got 2 major towns. And they're going to have to work out what if the Mallee Football League doesn't go on next year, what they do. Because they've really while they've got options, they haven't got options, sort of thing.
Yeah. This is heartbreaking. I've been to the country footy, many, many times, as many of our listeners have. And, it's so much more than just sport, like you touched on. It's like a man shed, a chick shed. It's where people go to chat and spill tears and laugh, propose, get married.
Well, funny you should say that, because our football league has always been more like a family shed. It's been where, we have all the netball, all the football on the same day, right from the little tiny ones, Auskick, right up through all the grades. And it's been where a whole family can go. And we can let, we've got such a strong community that, I take my 4-year-old granddaughter along to football. Mm-hmm. She'll go off and run with her friends. And then she'll come back with her couple of friends, and they'll sit up, I'll sit in the grandstand and watch football. So those kids, we've got, and if something happens to them, everybody knows, they're such and such as kids.
Yeah.
So they'll bring them back. So we've got that kind of community, a really tight-knit community, and that's what people are really going to miss.
Oh, Ken, this sucks. I hope the news can turn around. I really do. Good luck with everything. That's Ken Schultz, there, president of the Mallee League, and we've got Wayne Nicholas, president of Pinaroo. Bless you.
It's actually Wade as well.
How are you? Good to chat with you, Wade. What would this mean for your community?
Yeah, well, we're at Pinaroo Football Club, and it's the same as Ken's been saying. It is the heart and soul of your club, and footy clubs are good because you don't have to be invited to go there. It's a social place. Everyone goes and gets together, and it really is disappointing that. We've probably at Pinaroo, we've worked really hard on our culture and retaining people and keeping people around. We've got our got ourselves in a really strong position as a community and club, football and netball, and now it's sort of we're going to run out of people to play against, which is really disappointing. So, from the family point of view, it's really hard to comprehend how quickly it's got to this stage.
What can be done? Can anything turn around in the 11th hour?
I guess there's a glimmer of hope for the league. It's very small, like 2 to 5% that, the deal with Peak and Croona may not work out, and then Marvel decides to stay and we can have a 5-team comp or 4-team comp. But at the end of the day, there's been a lot of negativity towards, the talk around the place. So, it's probably really disturbing how many rumours get out really quickly, and it puts a dampener on it, so it's hard to get back from it.
Yeah.
But there is always a hope, but it's every day that goes past, it's less and less really.
Wade, thank you very much for joining us. We've got our fingers, toes crossed that something changes overnight, and it's still the Mallee League's still around next season. Thank you so much for joining the program. We're going to take a really short break. On the other side, QR codes are back, but not as you think.
David and Will discuss the stories that matter to Adelaide.
And you can get involved.
Text the 5AA Breakfast Show on 0448 08 1395.
Thanks to Automasters.
Every month, around 11,000 people trust Automasters. Isn't it time for you to switch and save?
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 3,000 Hyundais, i30s, 20s, Santa Fe's, 2,000 Kias, Sorrentos, Carnivals, Rios, over 700 Hondas. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles' famous grand final spend and save continues tomorrow, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Yes, National Tiles' famous grand final spend and save continues tomorrow, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,450. Do not, absolutely do not miss the most unbeatable National Tiles spend and save.
G'day, it's Jason Hodges here. As a landscaper, I know a bit about lawn. Which ones grow best, stay green all year round, and which one's best for backyard cricket. That's why I love the lawn at the Turf Farm. The Turf Farm treat their lawn like family, and they're grown for South Australian conditions. Plus, they offer the famous Lawn Solutions Australia 10-year warranty. So create your happy place with the leader in instant lawn, theturffarm.com.au.
When shopping around for hearing aids, the main sound you'll hear is... But not at Specsavers, where you don't have to pay top dollar for top-of-the-range hearing aids. Just book a free 15-minute hearing check at specsavers.com.au/hearing. Then maybe you could use those savings to hear something more pleasant like... Should have gone to Specsavers. Conditions apply.
Hey, it's Callum here. Looking for something small, medium or large? Edwardstown Mazda have most models in stock, ready to drive away. You can feel confident in the team at Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
edwardstownmazda.com.au, LNVD 207428.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Jade Robran on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It's 10 minutes to 4 o'clock. A huge day in sport. And of course, Rowie and Timmy G are coming up after 4 o'clock for the sports show. Now, just when we thought we'd got rid of QR codes, they're back. Don't worry though, not in a COVID kind of way, but in a road safety kind of way. Joining us to explain is Regional Roads MP Jeff Brock. Jeff, great to have you on the show. Good afternoon.
Jade, how are you? And I hope to have everybody listening to us and to your program.
Brilliant. Nicely said. Well, what have you got planned?
Well, first up, outback roads or rural outback journeys are very, very important to the communities out in the outback areas of South Australia, but it's also very important to the travellers that are travelling in those areas because there's a lot of people going out that way that may not have travelled on unsealed roads, etc., and things like that. And as we all know, with the COVID issue, there's a lot more people getting away from the cities and interstate and coming into regional South Australia and the outback in particular. It is absolutely brilliant up there at the moment with the changing of the vegetation and the water coming down and things like that. But one of the things we've got to be very careful of is when people do travel up that way, sometimes we may not realise of the ever-changing conditions of the road infrastructure in the outback because it's not all bitumen roads and the weather and the changes to the roads could happen at any time at all. Currently at the moment there's fairly big, large signs, and I'll use William Creek for argument's sake. As you're leaving William Creek, there's big signs there that says that the road is impassable or whatever it may be. But that's always very, very good. But the thing is that that only tells you about that particular road. These QR codes are being installed as we speak, as we're going along through the Department of Transport out there. And what will happen is the QR codes, and you're right, it's not about the COVID stuff, but this is a QR to actually, when you put your phone onto the QR code, it'll take you directly to the department's website, which will have all of the conditions of all the roads there, not only the road you're travelling on, but also the adjoining roads. And so it'll give you all this other information that is available on the website itself, and so you can get more information on that there. So it is a very, very important issue, and it's about making warning signs to advise the travellers of the ever-changing road conditions that may be prevailing, especially in the outback areas of South Australia.
So, Jeff, I'm automatically thinking, hang on a minute, you're not meant to use your mobile phone when driving, so
no,
what do you do?
No, you do this as you're leaving a community. You don't do it while you're driving, for sure. Don't do that. That is not the way to go about it. When you stop and you have a rest or something like that, and you stop and you see these big signs there or the QR signs, use your mobile phone to actually get downloaded and then get all that information that's on that there. One of the things that technology has changed dramatically. Really, every day everything's changing. So what we have to do as a society and as a government, we need to make it easier for people, especially the younger ones, to be able to get that information very readily. Don't do it while you're driving because you would never. You got to stop, then put the QR code on your phone to the QR code, and you'll get all of that information, not only about that particular road, but it'll also, as I say, direct you back to the department's website, which has got all the information on it at prevailing conditions, the adjoining roads that are coming into that adapt there. So again, look, I think this is an absolutely great idea. The young ones will love it. Us older guys, myself, we'll adapt to it, but certainly it is the way to go.
Oscar's messaged in saying, can you ask if there is iPhone reception?
It's iPhone reception should be there. Look, wherever they're only installing these QR codes where there is mobile coverage. There is lots of areas out there in the real outback areas of South Australia and Australia that don't have any mobile service, and I've heard a couple of people earlier on saying that Telstra need to really get their act together. But certainly, if there's no mobile service, the QR codes won't be there. It'll only be where the mobile service is. But if there is no mobile service, there is also the warning signs, the big signs that are there, that will tell you whether that road is impassable that you're going onto. But the thing about it, it won't tell you what is up the other end of that long road. I'll just use the Oodnadatta track for argument's sake. It's a long road. You might be leaving William Creek. It's fine from that section. But if you go to the other end, and there is mobile service at William Creek, but you get to the other end of it, and it might be impassable or whatever it may be, so have all that information on it. So it'll only be there where there is mobile service, and that'll be on for any phone.
So what kind of messages will it have on there?
It'll have on there. It'll have everything all the information that's on the department's website. If you go onto the department's website, it'll tell you all the prevailing conditions, all the different roads leading into that particular main arterial road. It'll connect you to all the stuff there, and so basically, because you can't have all that information on one sign, so this QR code directs you back to the website itself. And if you haven't got any mobile service there is a number there for people to be able to use 1300 361 033, and again, that'll give you all the information you require.
No, I think it's a great idea. Real-time information. Jeff Brock, thank you very much for joining us. That is Regional Roads MP. Don't miss David and Will's Grand Vinyl Eve show, where they will stop down and play all their favourite footy and grand final tunes right here on 5AA this Friday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. All thanks to Clarity Records, your fully independent record store serving the local community for over 12 years. Clarity Records, you can find them at 60 Pulteney Street. And of course, the guys up next will be talking about the big grand final only a couple of days' time. That is the end of today's show. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great afternoon. Bye for now.
Introducing the all-new Kia Niro, available as a hybrid or full electric model. This SUV is smarter than your average car, featuring Kia Connect technology. Take control of your Niro with your smartphone.